What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another Copart walk around over at Auto Auction Rebuilds, and we're going to be doing these walk arounds a little bit differently. I've gotten kind of a mixed bag. A lot of people don't want to spend an hour watching an entire Copart walk around video. A lot of people do want to spend an hour watching the walk around video, so I'm going to try something a little bit differently. I'm going to try to do 3 Copart walk arounds a week. 3 separate videos, hopefully somewhere around 15 to 20 minutes long, and that way you can still get the full kind of hour of videos. It's just going to be split up. We'll do it like on Monday, well, shoot, we'll have to figure it out, like maybe Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. I don't know, we'll figure it out. But I was thinking we're going to try to do 3 separate walk arounds, but they're all going to be recorded same time, same day here. So if you see me wearing the same clothes, that's why. I don't know how it's going to work out. It's just something I'm going to try to appease everybody. Let's get to it. Number 1, an 05 Mazda Rx-8. And if you're asking yourself, Randy, didn't we already see this car last week? Why, yes, you did. And there's a reason I'm showing it to you today. We're going to look at it a little closer today because I might be buying this. There's actually a really good possibility I'm going to buy this car. It seems it's become my life's mission to save the RX-8s. This one, well, this one needs some work. We already went over it, but we're going to go over it again. The bumper, I believe, is trash. I could be wrong, but I don't really think we're going to save that bumper. I think we're going to have to replace the bumper. This fender seems to be all right, but this door here, I don't know how this happened to the door, but dang it, that's yeah, I don't know if that's worth saving. It's almost be easier just to replace the door. The problem is this car has like this pearlescent paint to it, and the paint's not in the greatest shape either. The car itself doesn't look bad, so we definitely need a bumper, probably need a door, we need a fender. Wheels and tires, they're all right. Tires have decent tread on them. It's got a lot of little dings going around it. You can see someone tried to touch it up. Got a little ding there, some scrapes from parking lots, a little ding over here. Honestly though, the rest of the car, it doesn't look bad, and white is such a great color because it hides defects like this and this. You probably can't see, and it's got a beautiful pearlescent paint job, man. I mean, it's a beautiful pearl. It's really a beautiful car. It is. It's not a show car. It's not a perfect car. And if you look here, you can see where some of that pearl, I don't know what they call this. It's like it almost looks like the base coat is white. Keep in mind, folks, I'm not a body guy, all right? So I don't know anything about paint and body. But you can see where it's flaking here. At least I hope you can see where this top layer, like, is that the clear coat that they put the pearl accent in? Because the base coat just looks to be white, and it looks like some of this pearl coat has come off. But I mean, it's fine. Stand back and look at it. You probably don't even notice it if I didn't point it out. She's a little rough, but overall, not a bad car. Good tires, drilled and slotted rotors. Can you see it? There we go. All the way around, drilled and slotted. Personally, 138,000 miles for me, it's kind of high mileage for a rotary. I don't like these aftermarket HID headlights. Hey, look, I remembered what they were called this time. I'm going to put the hood up real quick so we can take a closer look under here. So yeah, we've got HID headlights that are just kind of half-assed sitting there. There's a bolt for the alternator that's coming out. It's not even all the way in. I don't know if you can see that down there, but that bolt is not all the way in. That battery cover is supposed to be on here somewhere or another. We'll check the oil real quick. And I'm trying to look down and look at the coils. The plug wires have definitely been replaced, which is good. That means somebody probably changed the spark plugs as well. And I can't see if the coils have been upgraded or not. They actually make a really good LS coil swap for this. The oil's a little low, but it doesn't look It doesn't look bad at all. Oil actually looks pretty good. And I think the most interesting thing about this car is that this car was like $1,700 last week. And the insurance company has dropped it down to $750. Buy it now today. That's right, $750. Now, if you look at last week's video and you look at the RX-8, you'll see that it was listed with keys. And when I got in, I was like, there's no key. And then I found it. Whoever loaded the car here put the key right there. So we found the key sitting in the little ashtray, and I put it back exactly where I got it from, because as you see, this thing doesn't really have anywhere to zip tie to the steering wheel. So I guess whoever put the car in here just stuck the key in there, and I found the key and we put the key back. It's exactly where it was. The battery's dead. We know that as well. So there you go. The key's right back in its hidey hole. But I guess they changed the listing, and now they're saying that this car has no keys. There's the wheel lock. That's promising. That's why we're taking a much closer look at this car today, because it's a fun car. It'll probably run and drive as it sits. This airbag's been replaced for the recall. I can clearly see that. And the last one of these I sold for $5,500. So $750, it's worth putting a little money into. I just don't know where I'm going to put it, because I really don't have any more room. We'll have to start taking this stuff down to Mike, and it'll have to hang out at Mike's until we can, you know, get to work on it, because I got so many other projects that need to be done. The last thing I need to do is buy another one. But it is really hard for me to pass up on a $750 Mazda Rx-8 that was listed as a run and drive. As you can see, it's got a D right here. Now it's not. Now it's listed as enhanced, and it's listed with no keys. But we know where the keys are. This is one of those things where sometimes things like this happen. It's kind of a fluke. Someone did not attach the key to the steering wheel. They stuck it in the ashtray. I found it. It's got keys, but apparently now it's listed with no keys, and it's not a run and drive. So obviously that decreases the value of the car. So my question to you is, should we buy this for $750? Do you think it's worth the risk? After Copart fees, you're looking at about $1,000. We need a bumper, we need a fender, probably need a door. There's going to be some plastics most likely that we're going to need as well. This is all stuff we can probably find from a junkyard, but I mean, it's a 6-speed with the RPMs are at 10 grand. This is the 10,000 RPM engine. I think it redlines around 9. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the 4-port. I think it's the 4. Is it the 4 or the 6-port? I can't remember. I think this is a 4-port motor. And we've got new gaskets on the intake as well. So somebody's, yeah, there's new gaskets all over the intake here. Somebody's done some work to this. And I guarantee you, this car runs and drives. Okay, enough talk about the RX-8. Can you tell I'm excited? I'm excited. Let's move on. All right, so here's a 2008 Honda Civic, and I'm not entirely sure why I put this on my list. You know, when you're looking at 20 cars, you kind of browse through them a little quick. So you got to really take your time when you're looking at buying cars. This one from right here doesn't look too bad. 212,000 miles, that's a little bit of miles, but believe me, this car is still sellable. Get over to this side. Got some scrapes, some damage. None of this stuff is anything worth worrying about. You're not going to fix any of that. Mirror, fix your fender, replace the fender, replace the bumper. Looks like the crash bar survived. Yeah, crash bar is fine. We still have our plastics over here. I don't think we have our plastics over here. No, we don't. There may be suspension damage here. In fact, it looks like there is suspension damage. It looks like the wheel's tilted in at the top. So probably got some suspension damage, but we've got no blown bags, and it comes with free peanuts, french fries, and change. There is coinage. It is a run and drive. Yeah, overall, it's not that bad. It's not that bad for the right price, though. I mean, this isn't something I would... I mean, if I could have this for $1,000, or I could have that RX-8 for $1,000 out the door price, it would be the RX-8 all day long. Don't get me wrong, I love my Civics. Civic's a great car. Come on, baby. Nope. Dead as a doornail. Not gonna happen. 200,000 miles scares a lot of people. It does. And it is high mileage, but at least in Oklahoma, guys, and the door doesn't want to stay open. At least in Oklahoma, 200,000 miles, we don't sweat that. We got cars out here go 300,000 miles all day long. So this could be a good rebuilder. It really could, but I still think the RX-8's a better car just because it's so much more fun and it's so much more unique than a Honda Civic. But anyway, we're trying to show some potential rebuildable cars, easy rebuilds, easy flips. This is one. Here's another one that most of you are going to hate, but I would buy it, but I wouldn't buy it for myself. I ended up stuck in one of these as a rental car when one of my cars had an accident. And stay tuned for a video about my Prius. Maybe getting rid of it for a rollback tow truck here in the near future. But anyway, I swore I would never have another one of these cars again. I would never ride in one. They're very uncomfortable, and please forgive me. My voice is in and out today between allergies and little sleep and a lot of moving, lots of work going on, guys. I'm actually sick, and I'm having a hard time not, you know, getting ill all over the parking lot out here. So it looks like there was definitely some pretty good damage over here, but it also looks like someone did a decent job. It's very smooth, like, surprisingly. I know it looks like a hot mess, but it's very smooth. It's obviously not done being sanded. You're gonna have to fine sand that, probably skim it with some of that sealer. There's a little surface rust starting here, but overall it looks straight. The body line looks good. Whoever did this, even though I am no body guy, whoever did this, I feel like they did a pretty dang good job. Not too bad. And I think this is a theft recovery. Yes, this is a theft recovery. So there's some pieces missing. We got the key, but the ignition is gone and broken. Yeah, the plastic pieces are broken, but the connectors are still here. So it'll be, I guarantee this will run. The door panel is back there. This will run. This will run. You're just going to need to get a whole new ignition for it. Yeah. This isn't bad. Let's see what it looks like under the hood. It's only got 68,000 miles on the clock. I mean, it's just a little commuter car. Nothing special. It's got a cracked windshield. Obviously, this is not a run and drive. Oh, what is this? Is that the multi-air that they use in the Dodge? Well, yes, it is, because Dodge and Fiat are the same dang company. Look, even got a Dodge logo right there. It's a 1.4 liter. Wow, 1.4. That's, she's powerful. Yeah, not bad. Obviously needs paint and an ignition and a windshield and, you know, hubcaps. But, honestly, not too bad. This is another one. I think you could probably get it fairly cheap, do minimal repairs to it, and it's something, somebody will buy this. Somebody, I promise you, will buy this car. It should be a cheap, fairly easy, straightforward flip. A Mako paint job, 300 bucks, put an ignition in it, replace the windshield, send this car down the road. I kind of like it. It's a decent little car. Comment below, what do you think? Here's a 2015 Chevy Spark. You know, I gotta tell you guys, you gotta come look at these cars in person. You really do. You gotta come out here and see these things in person, because you don't know the extent of the damage until you get here and really check them out. So obviously this took a high hit. No bags are deployed. I don't think the radiator is going to be any good in this, and the condenser's probably no good either. It actually looks like the radiator may have survived, and the condenser. That'll be surprising. No, it did not. There's no coolant in it. Okay, I mean, that's not surprising that it didn't survive. The exhaust may be damaged. Maybe not. Hard to tell. This is a tough one. A high hit like this can be a good thing. Can also be a bad thing. The engine's probably okay. It's listed as a no run, so it doesn't start, doesn't drive. But this fender looks good. Obviously, the bumper's got to be replaced. This is all just one big piece. The upper core support is trashed. The windshield is completely trashed. The hood is trashed. But if the engine's okay, oh, it broke the brake reservoir right there, snapped it. So that's something to take into consideration too. This fender's fine. So it's really core support, radiator, probably condenser. Crash bar is going to be okay. Hood, and it looks like that's about it. Headlight assembly. 72,000 miles. Oh, is this an LTZ? It doesn't look like an LTZ, but it's definitely an optioned out Spark. It's got the touchscreen, Chevy MyLink. Someone's got the key in it, and the key is left on, of course. It's like somebody comes out here and just puts keys in them and leaves them on just to kill them. I don't know why. I don't know why they do that. There's the headlight. Headlight assembly is down there. So now this is not going to be such a cheap one to purchase, nor will this be such a cheap one to repair. And it's worth noting there was accident down here before, or damage I should say, not an accident. And someone fixed it with some screws, so something to take into consideration. This is going to need some work, and there's just no guarantee that the motor's okay, although I feel like the motor's fine. I feel like the motor's probably okay. This is going to take some work. But if you can find one of these with same paint code from the junkyard, you can get away from all the paint work and just replace the parts. So this is something that has potential to be a reasonable flip and make you a little bit of money. Personally, I like sticking with older cars because, think about it, a lot of places don't want to finance a salvage or a rebuilt car. So you got to think about that. You got to look for people with cash. That's what I like to do. People that have cash money to buy a car. So if you can keep your cars around $3,000 or so, you know, you can deviate a little bit up or down, but you know, I say around $3 grand, $3,500 or so for a car. A lot of people have that. They have cash money in the bank to buy it, and they'll come out and buy it in a heartbeat. You don't have to worry about financing. You don't have to worry about credit approvals. You just buy something you can flip for around the $3,000, $3,500 mark, and you'll sell it relatively quickly, so long as it's a decent car. And this is one, I think that's going to be pushing the envelope to make a profit on it at that price point. I don't think there's really any room for this one, but I figured it was worth coming out and looking at because you never know until you actually look at it for yourself. And we're going to end this video. I know, short video. I'm very sorry, but I told you we're going to try this out just to see how it goes. We're going to end this with an 01 Chevy, a little bit of Carnage. Not to worry, there's more videos coming, guys. I'm going to do a 3-part series of this walk around so it can give you guys a little more content, and it gives me a little more time to actually do some work. And a lot of you have expressed that you're just not all that interested with seeing step by step on like a Dodge Dart engine teardown or replacement. Don't worry, I'm going to make enough video content on that stuff for you guys to enjoy it. I think you're going to like the way we're going with it. But this is just something I'm trying out for now. Feel free to comment below and tell me what you think. Whether you like it, whether you dislike it. This makes it a little shorter, a little easier for people with a limited amount of time to watch. And, you know, come back in a couple days and you'll have another video to watch. This thing, geez, man. I mean, what else is there to say about it? I mean, it did, yeah. She rolled, and she rolled hard. No keys, obviously. This one does not run and drive. I mean, my God. Look, the thing's full of water, the glove box. Glass all over the floor. That's a nightmare, man. That's a nightmare. I always see things like this, and I always say it because it's like, it's how I feel. I hope whoever was in this is all right. You know, I don't know the situation behind the wreck, but I hope whoever was in it, whatever was going on, I hope they came out all right, because this thing is mangled. You know, this hurt. This hurt. Even if you did walk away from it, you felt it the next day. I guarantee you that. A lot of stuff in the back. Windows are all busted out. My goodness. But don't worry, that one doesn't look a whole lot better, does it? All right. Yeah, hopefully everybody in this one turned out okay. Doesn't look like there's any blood. I don't see any signs that say bio, so I think they're probably all right. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to conclude this walk around. I know it's just a few cars, I'm sorry, and this one's a little bit shorter this week because of the way things are timed. You know, unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about it. It's kind of my own fault with moving and everything. This will be a shorter walk around series than what you should be seeing in the future. I'm going to work on it. I'm working on it. I promise you. I'm trying. I'm doing the best I can, but I'm being stretched past my breaking point right now. So I'm doing everything I can to bring you guys content as quickly as possible without it being crappy content. I don't want to just put anything out there. So Fox 25, CW34, big shout out to Mike, who came out and interviewed me. I'm going to be on Fox 25 and CW34 for all of you Oklahoma people, local Oklahomans, 25 CW34, and that's going to be on the 9th at 9:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. And for those of you that are not local that want to see the interview, don't worry, I got you covered. I'll make sure you guys get to see that news interview. I had a lot of fun. I want to give I want to give a big shout out to Mike and thank you. Not Weird Beard. This is Mike from the news. He's a subscriber. A news anchor is a subscriber. I don't know if he's called an anchor. I mean, I guess he's an anchor. I don't know what the correct terminology is, but he's a news guy, you know? He's on the news, and he's an awesome dude. I like him not just as a news anchor, but as a person, he's a cool guy. I'm hoping we can get him to come hang out with us sometime, and maybe we can put him on camera at some point and put him on the channel since he was cool enough to put me on the news. That was really awesome. Hopefully we see a jump in subscribers here in the near future. That would be really awesome too. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be it. I had a good time doing this, but I gotta go. I got like hours more of content to record so that you guys can have a 10-minute video in the next couple days. Until next time, hey, comment below what you think of the RX-8. I shouldn't buy it, but I'm thinking about buying it. So comment below. Stay safe out there, buddy. I'll catch you very soon in the next one.